Have yourself a merry little. Oh, hey there, Amonis.
Summer Spain, how are you?
Oh.
Thanks for coming out to the interdimensional studio on such a blustery day. And folks, thank you for listening to the WizWorld Live podcast. I'm your host, as ever, Amonis Franco, immortal wizard over 6,000 years old. And with me, crooning for the holidays, is of course the immortal necromancer, the evilest cannibal that you will ever dread to meet, my very best friend, Soren Summersbane. You're in the spirit. I mean, you are Summersbane. You hate summer.
Having a great time here, Amonis. Feeling good, feeling festive.
Good. We are just on the other side of solstice, the other side of Yule. Christmas is coming. If with any luck, this should be coming out right as Christmas is occurring.
Oh, what a wonderful time!
Indeed. You were in your winter's
1 second.
joy.
Let me get rid of
recently.
Bing Crosby's soul real quick.
Oh,
Be
yeah.
gone! Huh. Hey, what's up? I'm back.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you don't want them in too long, and then the oranges come out and the kids. It's no
Yeah,
good.
it's not fun.
Yeah, dangerous. But I'm excited to be back with you. It's been quite a year on the podcast, on the stream. We did some Ren fairs. We have Fishman the Musical is coming to fruition very soon.
Yes, it is.
It's been very exciting, and we have a lot in mind for next year. But it was just nice, I thought, to wind up this year speaking to someone who is in many ways tied intimately to Christmas.
Right.
And so right on the other side of this ad break, we have an interview with the one and only Mayor Candycorn of Candytown. It's going to be great. I won't hold you much longer. Enjoy our wonderful sponsor, then the interview. It's getting near the Christmas season, and if you need some Christmas music for your home, why not purchase this brand new Christmas Carol Classics collection by Arcangelo Spoliato. That's right, folks. I sing all those cuckoo Christmas hits like Joy to the World, Joy to the World. Hang on there. Oh, God rest ye merry gentlemen, and ding dong merrily. What's this? No. Right, hark the herald angels sing. Oh, come all ye. Don't turn it. I didn't tell you to turn it. Angels we have heard on high. Didn't get done yet. What child is this? What assistant is this? What are you doing? Don't turn the page. We three kings of I can't read the lyric no more. No, don't go back. Okay, forget it. I'm not recording this thing, and you're gonna air this ad in full because you already paid me to do it. You're gonna put it out there. Arcangelo Spoliato is gonna be out there. What a wonderful sponsor for the show, and what a wonderful sponsor for today's wonderful guest. Without further ado, listeners at home, in your cars, wherever you are, please quietly go wild for Mayor J. Candycorn.
Oh, thank you so
Mayor.
much.
Welcome. Could you
It's
tell the folks?
an honor to have such a celebrity.
Truly, you are the first mayor that we've interviewed on the podcast.
Yeah, you guys were saying off mic. I don't know if it's I don't do these things that often.
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
you guys
That's
were
fine.
saying off mic that this is kind of like your Marin Barack moment. You know, this is kind of like your
that's what we're hoping. That's what we're hoping it'll be as important.
Well, it's an honor. It's such an honor to
It's an honor
even
to have
be
you.
considered in the annals of such a great man. But yeah. So basically,
Yes.
my name is CJ Candycorn.
Which
As
stands
many
for...
people know, that it stands for Cornelius J. Candycorn.
Oh, so the J is simply J.
Well, yeah, J-A-Y.
Okay, I see.
But I like to abbreviate it. It just looks cleaner on the page. And,
Of course.
What was I saying? Yeah, I'm the mayor of Candytown, and yeah, we bumped into each other at a formal thing, a couple days ago, and
Right.
I don't know. I don't do these things, so I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but we bumped into each other at Sparrow's.
That's right.
We bumped into each other at Sparrow's, and I've been a big fan of the podcast for a long time, so I come up and I go, oh my gosh, Moinus, I'm such a big fan, and
I'm a big fan of Candytown, especially Halloween gets all the rep as the candy event, but for me, the Christmas season is really a candy season. It's weeks and weeks of candy and sweets.
That's so funny because I would say that actually our busiest time of year as far as exports go is February, if you can guess why.
Oh, for Valentine's?
Valentine's
For Boxing Day.
That's right.
Oh, yes, Boxing Day.
I think
Mr. Mayor, not to
yes.
Not to overstep, but Boxing Day is December 26th.
Well, we call it Boxing Day because we put it in those big heart-shaped boxes.
My mistake. I'm sorry. I understand.
We don't celebrate Valentine's Day. It's too capital. It's a weird commercial thing.
It's too commercial compared to boxing things up for export.
Well, yeah, it's Boxing Day.
I understand.
What are we gonna not have Boxing Day?
This is why we're trying to talk to you, because a lot of our listeners consume candy, but they don't really know anything about where it comes from.
Well, sure, it comes from the beautiful town of Candytown.
CJ, question for you.
Yeah.
How did you become mayor? I don't think we ever got that.
Oh, well, I mean, I think it's kind of hard to explain, but
take your time.
Well, it's
I didn't mean to strike a chord.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's so there's this thing in politics called emergency elections, and so basically, what happens in that case is when somebody installed is, let's just say for I don't want to get into politics here, but for lack of a better term, is not doing their duties as a government official properly. Is maybe embroiled in some sort of tension, some sort of public thing. That person is uninstalled as part of the cabinet.
I see,
and that's when emergency elections are held. And I had been on the board of Candy Representatives for about 8 years now, or about.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's about 8 years.
You've had quite a long career serving the public.
A long career, and my family's from Sugarton, so it's like I'm not, I'm not one of these guys that comes in and I'm from here, So
right.
I know I'm one of the younger members of the Candy Board, but it's.
Did you grow up knowing Candy Corn Pop?
Say that again.
Did you grow up knowing Candy Corn Pop?
I'm woefully unaware of what is this? The candy corn pop, as in the candy corn soda?
No. The gentleman named Candy Corn Pop, the bad dude at the public pool.
Oh no, I thought you were talking about soda, and I was gonna say, I mean, unfortunately, I don't want to get into the soda stuff. Colasburg and Sugarton don't really, those two. I don't want to get into it. I had some. Listen, I'll just put it out there. No government official is bone dry, bone clean, right? So those things that I did in Coalaburg when I was young when I did that. Okay.
No. I want to make sure we don't want to step into any no-go areas, and we're not here to bring up anything unpleasant. Okay. I simply heard about.
I didn't know if it was one of those kinds of podcasts.
No, not at all. No.
I got you a moment. Simply understanding.
We are not
how you came into public service.
Look, seriously, as I want to be as transparent as possible as mayor. So, if you have questions, I will answer them as best as I can. But I just think that these are things that we
Okay, well, look. Why don't we?
Jr. For instance, he did things in his past that he's been able to move on from. So I don't know why my past has to keep coming up.
Getting vaccines, yeah, he's moved way beyond that. Well, let's shift gears, and I have a different question for you. I know you said Boxing Day is your biggest day for exports.
Yeah,
but
and the Boxing Day is
in
the day
February,
that we put all the candy in the box.
In the box,
yes,
right. But there are a lot of specialty treats and sweets for the Christmas time, and I'm wondering, have you ever met Santa himself? Do you have any interaction with the North Pole, or are you guys sort of parallel businesses that don't really interact?
It's unfortunate. I've met him at a few galas here and there, and
he was at Sparrow's the other night when we saw
I've
each other.
shaken hands with the man before for sure, but it's as far as have I worked with Santa? I mean, that's a possibility. I don't want to put that I don't want to bury that or whatever, but I also I just think we haven't really explored that before. Like I say, and I understand this from my side too, but a phone works both ways, especially if that phone is big and red and made out of peppermint. It does work both ways.
Right. And, and I will say, just, to kind of go off your ads, who do you want up at 3 a.m. answering the peppermint phone. I think you want Mayor CJ Candycorn.
I think you want this guy right here sitting here.
That's right.
But how are you guys? You know, I haven't talked in a while. I think last time I heard from you, you had a little issue with your hand. You had a little bit of carpal tunnel. It looks like that's cleared up.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's cool.
Someone's been had carpal tunnel in both hands, but he just got new hands.
Oh yeah, I like that. Let me see those.
Oh yeah,
it's nice.
Check out these babies.
Yeah, that's good. Who'd you get that done by?
Well, I did.
These are the podcasts I like. I like when we really break down walls.
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind of podcast when it's just derails after derails after derails. It's
kind of a Theo Von style.
Yeah, sure. A Neo Von style.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's like you guys invited me here, but I'm not really listening. It's one of these things. It's really cool.
But anyway, someone's made who did your hands and whose hands were they?
So I've been DIYing my own hands for a while now.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I actually took these off of an old olive farmer. He just had supple hands, known for quick work and at the same time firm. Oh yeah. You can see the sun, how sun scorched they are, and at the same time.
He's from Tuscany, supple. Right? This guy.
The dense.
Yeah, dense.
Mm-hmm.
I had
there's a lot of labor.
Italian hands.
Yeah, I had gotten recent. I tried out the Princess Dye a while ago, and I'll be perfectly honest, couldn't stick with them. They're just long, lanky, and a little odd. Yeah. I had to pay Fayed to be able to say, "Let's exhume the corpse." It was great. We got them. Real collector's items. Put it back up on the shelf. You only wear them a couple of times when I go out to galas and stuff.
Those are his show hands.
Yeah, it's my show hands.
Well, Jesus fucking Christ! Hey,
you asked.
Can I curse on here? Is that
you certainly can. It's just not what I would expect from the mayor of Candytown. But I guess.
Oh yeah, like I said, I thought
he's
this
candy
was kind of like a Neo Von thing.
Oh no, of course,
he's good candy. He's good candy.
I thought we were doing like Tarantino on Segura's podcast, where it's like, I'm cool, I came in an FSU hat, like I'm a regular guy.
Which of course is Fifth Avenue State University, one of your corporate colleges.
That's right. Well, hey, don't let this necromancer anywhere near me or my deceased body when I go up to that big Easter basket in the sky.
Is that where you go?
Yeah, it's a big Easter basket. That's heaven. That's heaven for us.
That sounds nice.
An Easter basket is heaven, and a fat guy's stomach is hell.
Oh no!
That's our version of heaven and hell.
Would you say that most inhabitants of Candytown then wind up in hell?
Absolutely, yes. Wouldn't you say that most human residents of the world end up in hell also?
It's kind of like a Jehovah's Witness situation. There's only so many people that get in the basket.
There's a select baker's dozen of the elect who will advance.
Baker's dozen? I didn't know we were talking about Bakeryville.
Well,
bringing up language from over there.
I apologize. I thought all manner of sweets came from Candytown.
No, just the hard confectionery.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, I guess I have these questions about Christmas cookies. I'll toss these out. I'm sorry, these are irrelevant.
I mean, I could try. I mean, if the Christmas cookies have like a little peppermint placed on it, that's us.
Okay,
so like a little Hershey's Kiss.
So you manufacture Hershey's products?
I thought we weren't going to get into political stuff.
Okay, okay. I didn't realize that was a red zone. I apologize.
Yes. Okay, fine. No, look, listen. Yes, we do a lot of the secrets out. Can't wait for this to go viral. Yes, we do a lot of the Hershey manufacturing and exporting for Hershey. It's a lot better than what they had before that. Don't let me get
the kind of vomity tasting stuff.
Well, just the manufacturing processes and the kind of people that they were hiring to do that.
Oh, the child slaves, you mean?
I didn't want to say it, but you said it.
I said it. I said it. It's fine if I say it.
But we don't do that. We just,
Do you have unions in Candytown?
No, when you're 14, you get into the factories.
You just said you didn't have child workers.
14's not a child. Let me clarify.
I was going to say, that sounds very bad, Mr. Mayor.
Well, for candy people, because you have to understand 14 in candy years is very old.
Oh, I see.
You don't want a 14-year-old candy.
Right, that'd be pretty ancient, actually. Oh, well, okay, so it's sort of like you live an idyllic, youthful life until you're of what for a human is retirement age, and then you go to the factory.
Yes, it is just unfortunate that our
lifespans
are on two different tangents. Right. I understand what you were trying to do. I understand where that could have gone. I fully understand.
I was very worried.
It's not like that.
It felt a little too Neo Vaughn.
And just to clarify,
kind of Dane Cookie, who's a famous comedian from
I don't support
Bakerton.
that. I don't support that. I do think that the legal age for candy people should be 8. I think that's totally fine and fair.
8 in candy years. 8 in candy years, which is 25 actually.
Well, hang on a second. 8 in human years, which in candy years equals.
Oh no, you're right. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Look, it's a fucked up system, all right? And that's one of the things I'm gonna do.
You are not from Math Town, of course.
Exactly.
And Mayor, you really
adults. Everyone's an adult. That's the point of this tangent.
If anybody, I'm sweating gumdrops over here. I really want to emphasize that they are of adult. Is what
everyone's
I mean.
adults. Everyone's an adult. Everyone in the factory is an adult. Everyone dating is an adult.
Yes. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I had a question about to switch gears here. Switch gears a little bit. You have an upcoming election happening, and the one running on a rather populist platform, the Cavity Creep, is currently doing well in the polls. How do you address your opponent who has said that you are rotten to the core?
Well, it's so funny because candy politics hasn't seen some, but in all due respects, I love the man. I hate him. I don't think he should be running for office. However, listen, he brings something to the table that candy politics has never seen before, which is candy clout. Basically, he is coming into politics already known as a public figure. What's his name? Cavity Creep. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, who could forget?
He makes holes in teeth.
He makes holes in teeth. That's
he makes holes in teeth.
He is from, of course, Toothopolis originally.
Yes, but he bought a house in Candytown and is now running outside of a regular jurisdiction.
Candytown has strict residency requirements.
Listen. I'm not one of these big candy jar kind of guys living in whatever city you just said.
Toothopolis.
I'm from Sugarton, small Toothopolis. Thank you. I'm from a small sugar town called Sugarton, and things are simpler and easier here. Now, I don't know the hustle and bustle life. I don't know what it's like to be a part of a giant cavity magnet, a family that has been, profiting off of the good people, the good candy people of Sugarton, Colisburg, and all other places like that. Much like Captain Cavity or whatever his name is.
The Cavity Creep.
Cavity. Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
It's a real branding issue.
I don't even care to know the man's name. I despise him. But you have to admit, he is doing something revolutionary to politics. Like, unfortunately, you have to just concede that. That's really it. He's shaking up the game, and I unfortunately, I don't think politics will be the same. He's completely flipped it on a different axis in which elections are held.
And how does that make you feel? Are you afraid, scared? Does it shake you to your candy core?
It doesn't make me afraid, because I think with all things, you have to be open to change. You have to be open and receptive to change. However, I think that in some ways there needs to be sanity, and there needs to be a real sign of candy diplomacy when these things happen. It would be so easy for me to get up there and fling fudge like he does, okay? But that's not a part of my political stance. You know,
well, okay,
I'm coming up there
and he has been touting this "don't say sour" policy. What is your stance?
I think honestly, look, I'm an older man. I'm 16. You know,
sure.
I'm young in terms of candy board, but I'm older in years of regular average people, candy people.
16 in human years, which is 70 or so.
We'll figure it out later. Yeah, but I'm relatively old, so I just think that times are changing, and I see that. I see that with my candy children. I see that just with regular candy people going to the toffee store and stuff like that. Times are changing, and you have to be open and receptive to that change. Now, am I fully aware of how things were when I was a kid? Yes, of course. That's how I lived, but I'm no longer a kid. So what would I have loved in that position? Well, I would have loved for the candy people in charge to have created a good and open pathway for people who weren't sweet like me, who were maybe sour, right? Just because I'm sweet and somebody's sour doesn't mean we're different. We're both going in the same fat guy's mouth.
Right.
Mr. Mayor, that is wiser and more compassionate than many human mayors have ever even thought to be.
Oh, that's weird. It's got a fucked up system out there.
It's a real nightmare. The mortals have a real mess, and I think after listening to this, I think everyone hearing this will wish that they lived in Candytown.
It's kind of crazy because it's like a shoo-in for me, and I just said that shit right now. Like, I'm getting elected tomorrow just because I'm like a normal, sane person, and it's like you don't have to be a fucking cavity villain. What does that get you? It gets you a bunch of fudge in your face, I guess.
It gets you holes in teeth, yeah. And fudge in your face, holes in your teeth.
It's crazy. Listen, it's crazy how far in candy politics you can get by just being a genuine and actual candy person. You know, it's bizarre. I don't know why nobody's tried it in human politics.
I'm not sure either. Well, Mr. Mayor, as you said, the election is tomorrow. By the time the folks hear this, you should hopefully have been elected in a regular election as mayor of Candytown. I don't want to keep you from your last minute campaigning. Do you have any final thoughts or words of wisdom for those listening, especially the human listeners at home?
I never thought that I'd be in a position like this. After Professor Candy Mountain was evacuated from his seat, like that was a shock to all of us. But I think I've really shown to the people of Candytown that even a guy from Sugarton can come in here and shake things up and make it for the better. And if you're in Candyline tomorrow, stay in Candyline tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Cornelius J. Candycorn. If you don't mind, we'd like to take some photos and then we can send you through that portal.
Oh, right? Absolutely. Thank you so much, fellas. This was great.
Thank you very much. Goodness, one of our very best guests. I mean, every guest is always the very best, but this was truly a treat. Our first political guest.
A sweet treat.
A sweet treat, but not big. That was a major learning for me, was that Candytown really does live up to the name. It's hard candies and taffies.
Yeah.
Confections. Pretty amazing. I liked what he had to say about being an open society. It's a shame that Candytown is so far ahead of most of the world.
Getting elected by simply being an acceptable person seems to be the most it's a radical thought here.
Yeah, we didn't get to ask, but I would assume that Moms for Liberty does not have a chapter in Candytown. It sounds like they would not fare very well.
The NRA has not touched Candytown.
Yeah, not at all. But I want to thank everyone listening. I hope you enjoyed this little Christmas treat. Summer Spain, did you have any final thoughts or Christmas thoughts?
No, just remember that the spirit of Christmas surrounds you. And quite frankly, enjoy this time of darkness. For in this darkness, it's a great time to cuddle up to a friend.
That is, winter's joy is in full swing. I want to say a Merry Christmas to all who celebrate. I was there at the first Christmas. I was one of the wise men. I was written out later because I was really friends with Judas, and it got really political after a certain event. But it was in Bethlehem, and my thoughts certainly turn to Bethlehem this year. Wishing peace on earth will not bring it, but I do wish that the conditions were there for it. Hopefully, they will be coming soon. I wish peace on all of you listening. Our live stream is still going. We have a lot of fun shows. If you want more peace and good times, I hope you'll join us at twitch.tv/WizWorld Live. We've just, by the time you hear this, I will have wrapped up another major Yuletide adventure as the military-industrial complex attempted to kidnap and clone Santa Claus. Don't worry, it's all taken care of. You can find that we're on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky, and it'll be fun to see in a year's time how many of those websites are still in existence.
I hope Mastodon's still around.
Oh boy, yeah, fingers crossed that Mastodon goes big in 2024. So yeah, I guess those. Do you have any major predictions for next year before we wrap up for the final part of 2023?
Okay, next year, 2024.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All right. I'm gonna describe real quick. 1 second. Okay, big prediction. I think that trains are gonna get big again.
Ooh.
But for not the reason you think.
Ooh. Okay. Could be anything. Could be Snowpiercer. Could be Thomas. We don't know. Keep an eye out for trains. We'll leave you on that ominous note. Merry Christmas. Have a happy holiday. Have a happy, restful day. Again, wishing you peace and friendship through the end of this year. And let's all come together again in the next one. Thank you all. Take care of yourselves. Have a little candy tonight. You deserve it. Goodbye.
I choose you. Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, Santa. Santa's Bane. Oh no, it's the evil Santa's Bane. Where's my wand?